Hello, welcome to Scratch 3D Printing. In this video, I'll be installing a brass brush onto the Calin Mods to clean the nozzle. Let's scratch today's topic. So as you know, the Calin Mods, when it does its purging or cleaning the nozzle, it's not like the Cobra 3 or like other 3D printers that has a rubber or like a silicone pad to clean the nozzle on. The Calin Mods cleans its nozzle at the back of the build plate. So this is what I'm talking about. This is a carbon fiber build plate, and as you can see right here, that is where the nozzle of the Calin Mods clean its nozzle. So every single time the 3D printer is gonna print or start printing, it heats up, it goes back here, it probes, and then it cleans the nozzle clean. Then it will do its automatic adjustment or whatsoever, and then it will start printing. So your build plate is gonna look somewhat like that, and here you can't get rid of it because it's really into the build plate, like it's scratching the build plate. So it's a very bad design in my opinion. I feel like they should have made this like a pad so that it can wipe off of that instead of the build plate itself. Usually most of the time when it does this not properly, your first layer kind of screws up. It's fine. The Calin Mods has been over a year now, so I don't know, not many people are gonna be buying the Calin Mods as of right now because the K2 is coming. Stay tuned for that. I really wish I can get my hand on the K2, but not yet. I did not design this and make this, or I had this idea, but I did not execute it, so put his information down in the description down below. And thanks to Calin for doing this modifications onto the Calin Mods. So I will leave the brush, the 3D files, everything that Calin has in the description down below so that you can just check it out there. And if you want to do this, you can go ahead and do it for your Calin Mods. But essentially, you 3D print this part out and then you put it onto the right side of the Calin Mods with this hole right here that you will remove the screw from the Calin Mods, and then you will put this in and then screw in the screw back, which I will show you the whole process in a bit. So before we get to installing this onto the Calin Mods, I bought this brass brush at Harbor Freights for just like 79 cents. He recommended ordering from AliExpress, but it's gonna take like 2 to 3 weeks, so I just like, and you know what, I'm just gonna get one from Harbor Freights. It's like super cheap. So the brush that I bought was this one, and as you can see here, I cut it off right here, and I also shave at the bottom. As you can see, it's so much smaller. It requires so much modifications to get this right here because this model it was not designed for this brush. So if you want to do this the easy way, just get the brush that was recommended for this. So I bought this, I cut this. Cutting this piece was easier than cutting horizontal right here because you has very small surface of doing it. At first I tried cutting with a plier, it doesn't work, and then I tried using a fishing line to saw it off, but that process is so slow, so I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna use my rotary tool just to cut it off. So I used my rotary tool with a saw, and that works pretty well, but then I switch it out to a sandpaper on the rotary tool and just basically burn off this plastic. It's just plastic, so it's very easy to grind off with sandpaper. And eventually I got this, not the best looking, but fits in there perfectly. So yeah, it's a really cool design, and I print this with Polymaker ASA with some white glitter. It's not the best print because I don't know, I have not done an ASA into the Calin Mods properly, but at least I got it print out. And you know what, too much talking, let's go to the Calin Mods and just install it. Okay, so here is where you want to remove the screw, right hand side where the auxiliary fan sits. Let's get rid of the screw, or not get rid of it, unscrew the screw, put this thing in here just like that, and it sits perfectly in there. For some reason I heard some people say that it doesn't fit quite well, or they have a different style bed, and so it does not sit there nicely. And so he also made another version. This version is 1 millimeter shorter, so if it doesn't fit, maybe you can print that one instead. There we go, sits very nicely in there. And yeah, it is touching the bed a little bit. PLA is not gonna work because if you print with this with PLA, it kind of touched the bed a little bit. So if you use PLA, it will start warping and you're gonna get into a lot of trouble. So this is how mine sits, okay? Like I said, if you want to print the one that is a little bit shorter, I think it will fit a little bit better like that. It will sit like 1 millimeter shorter. So I just used this one, and we'll see how this goes, but I think it's gonna be great. We are in Maker World, so this is Calin who made this modification. So if you want to, go to Maker World or the link in the description down below, and you can download this for yourself, put it on the Q Max, and do it. He has all the instructions down here, so if you need anything, just follow this. So there's a Google Doc instructions. Let's go there. If you need the code for this, it will be on his GitHub. But let's just read this, go through this quickly. You must be rooted to do this modifications. So if you don't have it rooted and you need to do this, just root it, I guess. He also has the brush, the printed parts, the software, and you need to change your custom macro config file. Here's the brush, it's about 38.5 millimeters long, and that's how it installed. We already ran through this, so I'm just gonna skip this part. Let's just look at the macro, and then let's just change the configuration inside of our cable max. So I'm going to be going with this because I have my cable max rooted with camp. And this is the G code macro config file. Let's look at the instruction here first. Copy the content of the custom macro file that was downloaded and paste the content onto the bottom of the custom macro file onto the printer, which can be accessed using Fluid or main cell. Okay, so now we are in Orca Slicer on my cable max. So let's go to configuration on the left hand side. Let's go to G code macro right here. Then we need to copy all of this. So I'm gonna click copy raw file right here so that we have all of this. Okay, before we continue this, I'm just gonna read this and maybe clear this out of what this is actually doing. So this G code macro is called CX nozzle clear. The description, it wipes the nozzle on the brush, and it's going to do the macro nozzle clear, wipe it on the brush again. And right here it's cooling down the nozzle, and then it's going to wipe the nozzle so that it prevents ooze from coming out. And then right here is one quick wipe before it starts doing the actual print. And right here is the start print macro. Update to wipe right before printing the purge line. Okay, I'm going to paste this all the way at the bottom here so that we can just see where we paste it. First, I'm going to check so that I don't have duplicates of this. Control F to find it. And let's see, we have about 5 results. So one right there. So right here is my own start print. And I think if I want to do this properly, I need to disable my start print here too, so that it does not have 2 start prints and it's going to fail or give an error. I think it will give an error. Maybe, I don't know, but having 2 start print is not good, so I might get rid of this. This is the start print that he has. So here's my start print. I'm gonna disable this. Okay, so I'm gonna select my start print, and then I'm gonna comment out everything by doing Control / or the question mark. So it will be all comment out. I'm gonna say that and go to show you where you need to disable camp too. So it will be in the helper script. It will be camp, and that would be camp setting. Originally, start print, adaptive meshing, and Purchase Slicer. If you download this, will not be comment out. I comment out these 2 because I want to add my own in there. So you need to disable this in order to have the new start print. So comment those out. I disable these, and I disable these, and I also disable these. I don't want the printer to delete my previous bed mesh and then load in a new one and or do a new calibrations, because that for me it does not work well. So I just like to do this. I'm gonna save and restart. Hopefully there's no error. Everything has loaded up again. Go down here, search for start print, which is here somewhere. Let's see, where is it? Right here, start print. So I'm just gonna click start print and let's see how the KillMax work. Okay, so I just click start print. So let's see how this works. You can just do that if you have Orca Slicer installed in. The temperature is still going up. Okay, there we go. And look at that, it's wiping there. It's working. Wait. Okay, there we go. It's like, it's not inside of it. Oh, so it does like that, huh? It's not wiping good. There's still filament there. Okay, it just a wipe and then it goes back in the middle, and I think it's gonna home again. Yes. Okay, so here is where it's doing the purge now, heating up to 240, and then right before it prints, it wipes and then it goes back and print. Okay, there we go. Hey, look at that, it did one final brush and then it's doing the purging line. As you saw there, it took 4 minutes before the 3D printer started printing, and I think the reason why is that it sets the bed temperature to default at 60. So if you put your build plate temperature at 50, it will automatically set the bed temperature to 60. So the bed temperature is heating up to 60. It's doing its homing, it's doing its nozzle wiping, and it will do all of that until you start printing. So when you start printing, your bed temperature, which you originally set in Orca Slicer, which is, let's say 50, which is what I did, it was set to 60, it will do everything, and then when it start printing, it will put your bed temperature back to 50. So it has to wait until your bed temperature reaches 50 Celsius, and that would take quite a while because the bed is cooling off very slowly. So I think if you change this to this right here, printer.custom_macro.default bed temperature, this will automatically set your bed temperature to whatever you have set it on your filament setting, instead of just using the default 60, which, like I said, if you put it at 60, it's good, but if you have it on 50, it will cool down, and it's gonna take 4 to 5 minutes until it cools down to 50 Celsius, and then it will start printing, which takes a while. So I think this will put your bed temperature to whatever you have set in Orca Slicer. So I changed that for that and for the nozzle clear, and I also changed it one more time for the quick wipe, and I think this will work better than having a default at 60. This is ASA and the bed was 50 Celsius, so that's why it did not stick. Okay, well, there you go right there. The Calin Mods new nozzle wipe. It's not going back to the 3D printer at the back anymore, so you will not get this nasty thing on your build plate anymore, and your build plate will be looking good. The installing process was easy, the manual was straightforward, everything was really nicely. But there are still some things that I personally would just like to change a little bit. During the nozzle wiping, I'll put the clip back here again. What I noticed is that the brush was sitting like this. So the nozzle was wiping like this, and then goes over here, goes back, and then wipes, and then repeats that. I feel like it should just, you know, wipe back and forth on the brush here. It should just wipe back and forth. I feel like that could give it a lot cleaner, have more of the residue on the nozzle comes off and into the brush itself. And one other thing that I would, you know, change personally is the smart park. The smart park is gonna be parking near your 3D model. If you can't install the nozzle park right next to where it's gonna print, and then as soon as it starts, it just purge and then print. I think that might be what is gonna be happening. But if the nozzle is gonna do one more last wipe before it starts printing, the nozzle should just park near the brush. Then when it's ready to print, wipe and then print instead of parking near the model. But that's just me. And yeah, I think this is a successful project. Thanks to Calin again for providing all of this, providing the model, providing the G-code macro, and just everything, all the instructions is very clear. If you want to do this, check out the link in the description down below. And I think I will use this mod for a very long time because I hate the nozzle wiping at the back, and it's a must. So if you don't do that, your print will not turn out well, so you need to do that. That'll be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below. Have you done this mod and does it work well, or are you gonna do this mod? And if you did, let me know in the comments down below. How did it go for you? Leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, keep on 3D printing. But before you leave, if you are in need of lithium-ion batteries, check out my store right here. It's scratch3dbattery.store. You can choose from various type of connectors. T-plug with a balanced charger, or just a simple JST SM plug, or if you need XT60 or XT30, it's also available with a balanced charger. You can choose from various type of battery pack and connectors that suits your needs. So once again, if you need high quality lithium-ion battery pack, check out my store, scratch3dbattery.store. There will be a link in the description down below, and thank you so much.